Hello, my name's Annie Trotter and I did research question 1 on social psychology. So the question I formulated, or my area that I want to investigate, is the effect of gender in the bystander effect. So my background. Whether conscious or unconscious, as individuals, there are multiple factors that influence our behaviours, our thoughts and our decision making. So research into the influence that others have on our decision making is specifically illustrated through the bystander effect, which is the notion that people are less inclined to help if they're in a group rather than when they're alone. And more broadly, the power that of others' opinions. So with a greater understanding of the influence of group dynamics and peer pressure on an individual's decision making, we can identify ways to encourage socially appropriate decisions. So a study by Campus Masaid analysed the role of the bystander effect in decision making. So he hypothesized that individuals are more likely to help a victim if they're by themselves rather than if they're in a group. He hypothesized that this may be due to their fear of being judged negatively by others, their willingness to diffuse their sense of responsibility onto others, or just their pure ignorance. The hypothesis for this experiment was supported. However, this study was only conducted on 80 participants, and so therefore it might not be valid to generalize to broader populations. Another study was by Thomas et al., and they investigated whether people avoid helping others when they think that the other people they're surrounded by don't feel compelled to help. So the results found that when people were informed that others knew about the situation, they were less likely to help. These results demonstrated a diffusion of responsibility to the group. As this investigation was conducted on a large, more diverse socioeconomic sample size, there is a greater reliability in generalizing the results. However, this study did not explore the difference in reactions between different genders and whether gender does play a role in influence. A further study by Rini et al. Investigated the impact immediate partners, family, and friends have on patients' medical decisions. This experiment revealed higher rates of surgical procedures when persuaded by loved ones, lower rates of decisional conflict, as well as lower rates of surgery when loved ones used negative influencing tactics. However, this study was only conducted on English-speaking Americans. Thus, further study does need to be done on differing cultural groups to be able to generalize it across different ethnic groups. So the gap that I found in literature was, whilst there is an abundance of research done on the social influence on individual decision-making, there appears to be limited research on the role that gender differences may play. So there's a popular stereotype in our contemporary society that women are more compassionate and relationship focused, while males tend to be more task focused. So research on gender influences when subject to peer pressure is crucial in understanding if differences exist in decision-making patterns of males and females. So the aim of my experiment would be to examine the role that gender, so either identifying as male or female, plays in shaping an individual's willingness to help victims in distress when they are part of a group. So my hypothesis would be that in this experiment, female identifying persons, when exposed to a victim in distress, would be more inclined to help another than when in the presence of a large group than when male identifying persons are in a corresponding size group and also exposed to a victim in distress. So my references are down the bottom there, and thank you for listening.